Welcome back to the channel, fellas. Today, we're simulating the 2019-2020 season for Penn State. They start the year ranked number 5. What can they do? Can they win the Big Ten? Let's cue the bumper. All right, let's check out the season for Penn State. Who are they going to face? What kind of season will they have? Can they win it? Let's check it out. We start the video with the class that Penn State reels in. What a class. 81 overall defensive tackle, 79 center, 78 center, and a 78 safety. Penn State with a class for the ages. 81 overall is about as good as you can do coming out of high school. Let's see who the lowest guy is. Adam Page, I wish you luck. 59 overall, tied in. Good luck seeing the field, Adam. Let's check out the results of the season. They did rush for 2,000 yards. They were finalists for a bunch of awards. Remington, Thorpe, Groza, O'Brien, Guy. And they have a couple school records here. 63 receptions on the season school record. 24 pass touchdowns. That's a record for Penn State. They need to be moving to the Big 12 or something. 24, that's so low. 50 touchdowns. They did have 5 consecutive wins, so they did lose a game. They signed a 5-star prospect. That defensive tackle is a monster. Conference standings, Penn State in the Big Ten goes number 3 in the leaders division. They lose to Michigan and Ohio State in the rankings, but that's a pretty solid year for the leader division of the Big Ten. Let's check out the season. They beat Idaho, Pitt, Buffalo. Wow, they beat number 12 Maryland by 13 points. They beat Michigan State. They lose a close one to Ohio State. That's not the worst loss in the world. It's only by 7. They beat Purdue in overtime. Probably have some hangover from that Ohio State game. But they lose to Wisconsin. That's a tough game overall. Wisconsin always plays better than you would think they would. And then they go on a 4-game winning streak to end the season. Penn State ends the year ranked number 6 before bowl season, going to a bowl guaranteed. Who's in the top 25? Let's find out. Georgia, Ohio State, Alabama, Stanford, and Clemson. Or sorry, not Clemson. 4 undefeated teams in the top 4. If only there were a playoff for this. Clemson goes 10-2, looking on the outside, number 5. Penn State, number 6. Florida State, number 7. But this is crazy. We look at Georgia, it plays Alabama. Ohio State plays a ranked team. Stanford plays a ranked team. And 4 different teams getting a vote for number 1 overall. That's a crazy year. You love to see it. Florida State, number 7. Tulsa, number 8. Michigan and Oklahoma rounding out the top 10. Oklahoma getting that bedlam win to get to 11 wins, but looking on the outside, you got LSU up there at number 11, UCF and Houston hanging out 13 and 14, SMU number 19, Florida International number 20, and Washington closes out the top 25. Pac-12 not doing as great this year other than Stanford. Let's see, just for gigs, who is in the Heisman race? We see Dobbins, Harris from Bama, Spates from Stanford, Snell from Kentucky, and Martin from Auburn. Again, this is like the second or third video in a row. 5 running backs. Interesting. No quarterbacks outperforming running backs. Let's simulate the bowl season and see what happens. I did say simulate 2 bowl season, I think. Maybe not. Najee Harris wins the Heisman. 1,550 yards, 250 yards receiving. They had 19 touchdowns on the ground, 3 receiving. Dobbins kept it close, only lost in first place votes. But Spates, Snell, and Tagovailoa not getting it done. Harris takes home the hardware. Wow, what a year. Who will Penn State face? They will be facing the Florida Seminoles, number 7 overall out of the ACC. 11 wins, 2 losses, 8-1 in conference. Penn State should hang tough with these guys. Both double-digit wins. BCS game. That's going to be a thriller. To the record books we go. Stevens, 3,500 yards, passing the previous quarterback by about 200 yards. That's pretty good. 31 passing touchdowns. Wow, he improves 7 over the previous quarterback. Shorter, 84 receptions on the year. That record stood for almost 20 years. They do win the Orange Bowl over Florida State. Let's check out what happened in that game. Penn State finishes the year number 3. They get off to a 14-point lead. It's 21-10 at the end of the second quarter at halftime. No one scores in the third, and Penn State blisters the Seminoles. 21 points in the fourth quarter to win 42-17. Wow. Let's see here. Almost 500 yards total for Penn State. 200 on the ground. Almost 300 through the air. But the big thing, 12 of 14 on third down. That's insane. 2 turnovers for Florida State, 1 for Penn State, 1 fumble for Florida State. Each team had an interception, and time of possession does go Penn State's way. Penn State actually had more penalties but for less yardage, and they had a monster punt. Only 1 punt all game, 58 yards. Give kudos to that punter, my man. 58 yards. Alabama wins another national championship, 38-28 over Ohio State. They end the year number 5. Clemson and Penn State in the year 11-2 at number 2 and 3 respectively. Georgia and Ohio State rank 4 and 5. Stanford 6, Oklahoma 7, LSU at 8. I don't know how at 9 and 4. South Carolina ends the year number 9, and Florida State number 10 after losing to Penn State. Let's see if we got anything wonky going on here. Purdue number 14, SMU and UCF at 16 and 17. Houston number 19, Tulsa at 21, Texas at 22, Florida International number 24. Wow, that's quite the spread there toward the end of the season. I'm really surprised to see some of those teams. Some of those teams always seem to sneak in after bowl games. Let's check out the season stats. Stevens, 10th in the country, 3,475 yards through the air. Sanders, 1,100 yards, only good for 66th in the country. But look at Bradwell from Tulane, 2,500 yards. What a year. I want to rush behind his offensive line, apparently. Shorter, 23 in the country, over 1,000 yards receiving. Taylor, 23 tackles. They must have spread it around like peanut butter. Miller, 4.5 sacks on the year. McPherson, 2 interceptions. Again, not a lot of solo numbers here. That defense must be playing well together as a team. NCAA kicking leader, Pinniger, 43. That's not getting it done. That might have been the difference in the season. But if you stuck around this long, I appreciate you. Please like, comment, subscribe. Give me some suggestions. I take them. I love them. I'm out. Peace.